why should an NRI consider investing in India?
Real estate in the 10-year horizon will always make more money than any real estate investment done across globally. However, as I said, time is the essence. When we compared the sample data about 1,000 NRIs parking money in India, we figured out that 3 to 4 things that one must do
Yeah.
and one must not. I would do also advise one should what must not do is he should not run into FOMO. So if this is like a small framework that
Yeah.
we made to for anyone to buy real estate, but it's not the airport that Gurgaon offers. Gurgaon offers you lifestyle upgrades. Having the leverage and having the right strategy to enter gives you such a big sword.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Desi Return. Today's topic is expert insights, where we bring an expert from different domain, sharing their expertise, insights on the topic that's very relevant for people who are living abroad or thinking about moving to India. Today, I'm really excited to have Mr. Sahil, who is the Chief Operating Officer with Shray Projects. Shray Projects is a leading real estate brokerage firm in North India, backed by over 35 years of legacy and expertise. The firm specializes in residential, commercial, and retail real estate, along with end-to-end services in leasing and property management. Mr. Sahil, a graduate of Austin University, UK, with a specialization in real estate economics and finance, joined Shray Projects in 2013. Since then, he has played a key role in expanding the company's footprint and overseeing major real estate transactions. With that, I welcome Mr. Sahil to the show and really excited to have you and sharing your insights, expertise on real estate opportunities and what one should do when they are living abroad. And I'm really looking forward to our discussion.
Well, thank you, Avinash, for such a kind introduction. I think you've almost said what we do. So we've been in the business for real estate broking and advisory for the past 3 decades now. And what we do is we help and specialize in buying and selling real estate across residential, commercial, and land acquisitions as well. What we believe is if we are giving somebody a service, then we have to go end to end. We want our investors to feel that real estate is not just a transaction, it is a long-term relationship. And the key pillar of that relationship relies upon trust, integrity, and accountability. With our years of experience in this market, we've established that with thousands of NRIs who want to either move back to country or either want to simply invest in India to have a piece of India that they call it their own.
Yes, for sure. So let's kick it off, right? Why should an NRI consider investing in India? So what is the reason and why should they consider that?
We believe Indian economy is booming today. It is one of the fastest growing emerging economies in the world today. And when it comes to real estate is not just giving you better returns. It is giving you, there are several factors that everybody can relate with the Western world. If we just talk about the numbers, we would say that the real estate market gives in better return than the Western countries when it comes to a longer timeline. Time is the essence of real estate, and we believe that if somebody is parking money in real estate for 5 to 10 years, then that investment outpaces any investment done in globally. And if you compare that with currency and taxes.
So even
So
including the depreciation of the US dollar or UK to Indian
exactly.
rupee or everything, like, when you take the net growth or the IRR, I think after a horizon 5 to 10 years, that's when you can definitely see a significant, growth
Exactly.
opportunities.
As soon as you adjust currency and taxes, that is it. The real estate in a 10-year horizon will always make more money than any real estate investment done across globally. However, as I said, time is the essence. Your entry point and exit point determines how your investment would grow. In India, we can only compare the trends that we have in the past few years with regards to real estate. However, if you see since COVID-19, real estate has been very dynamic, and it has evolved very in a very positive manner, with India having infrastructure growth, India having social aspects being covered in the real estate market. And we also believe that now developers have an ecosystem in India that they're trying to inhibit in the land values or in the projects that they're bringing out.
Got it.
We also believe that India offers more stability, and there is a better growth story in the entire paradigm of a 10-year horizon. Even if we cut it short to 5 years, you would still feel that India is a safer investment. However, real estate can not only be a number game. It is also determined on various factors, like there are emotional decisions attached with it. People who are abroad want to buy India basically that it connects themselves with India again. There is aspiring housing lifestyle upgrades for their family existing over here. And they also want to keep some parachuting or a home that they call themselves that they have in India, which is their base. Real estate is not about creating wealth, or it is not about creating it's not about net worth for many individuals. It is only and only about creating a base in India.
Yeah.
How we figured that out is when we compared the sample data of about 1,000 NRIs parking money in India. We figured out that NRIs have a very simple aspect that they look at, is that they want a good house, and they want a house which is fairly new, and they want a house which might make them money. As real estate is not like stock market that you keep buying and selling, so you
Yeah.
hold on to the property. There's some with having practical decisions, it holds a very big emotional value in anybody's heart.
Yeah.
So making that decision and helping that secure that real estate is what we specialize in. uh, Also, I feel India as a growth story in the government intervention today since 2014 has been super positive. We have not only brought Class A developers, but we brought Class A companies who are investing in India to build the infra that India needs. Not only special economic zones such as Gift City, but we've seen and witnessed growth across pan India. And what is fueling that demand today is not money coming from abroad. It is India's middle class that is fueling that economy, bringing that consumption, and giving a lifestyle upgrade to India. It's a globally connected world today. And everybody sees what's happening in America. Everybody sees what's happening in Russia, what's happening in Dubai. And developers also see that. So these developers are now started to replicate these lifestyle upgrades in their buildings, not just to make a home with a tower, or not just to give them some land where they can build their own home, but to give them an ecosystem in which they call themselves to be living in a community.
Yeah.
This is what is India. Why is India being so lucrative as an investment option today? We used to see Petronas Twin Towers for many years in Malaysia to be one of the top-notch Class A office buildings and buildings to have, to have a social hub over there. However, now that is changing.
Yeah.
India's skyline is changing. We are seeing not just infrastructure, but we are seeing a blend of urbanization, urban landscape coming across not just tier one cities, but in tier two cities too. Earlier, we used to see Mumbai being very advanced and having good buildings, good infrastructure. But as soon as you get out of Mumbai, everything becomes horizontal again. Now
Yeah.
that's not the case. We have Pune. Pune has got out to be a market which is which has shown tremendous amount of return. I do believe that Delhi NCR has surpassed all that in the past 6 years. But having invested in India anywhere today, would have made anybody returns if he would have invested in the past 5 to 10 years. And the growth story doesn't stop here. Our government has big plans for India. All the new infra projects that are being laid out to minimize, not just provide an airport anymore. We have airports, you know. Now the infrastructure that is being laid is to connect the airports, to connect the hospitals, connect good schools with faster, I would say, transportation. Having 8 lanes highways is not just to boast about having an 8 lane highway.
Yeah.
It is to bring in the luxury of traveling to any place within the fastest hour,
Yeah.
is what our government says. With that having said, it drives real estate with rocket fuel. We are at 99 high octane petrol these days with real estate as new developments are coming in. We only used to see earlier that there was a small community being built and there were three towers, maybe five, maybe 10.
Yeah.
And that is it, having a swimming pool. This is not just it. Now, what people are going forward is with integrated cities.
Things have changed dramatically in a very positive way since COVID, right? I think, as you rightly said, it's the emotional connect, not only that, but also the returns. I think it makes a strong case why someone should seriously consider about investing in India. And it's in a right trajectory where it's in a growth phase. So with that said, so if someone is looking at investing or if they have plans to move back and then they wanted to purchase a real estate, right, where they want to live or they want to invest, what are the things that they should consider, based on like time horizon or the area or how should they go about evaluating? So anything that you can share from your experience, what are the things that they should consider before investing or purchasing a property in India?
There are various do's and don'ts that you should consider before buying a property in India. No, we won't. There's a plethora of things that one has to consider because real estate is a heavy investment into somebody's life. It can transform or give you a lot of stress in your life too. So we would recommend 3 to 4 things that one must do
Yeah.
and one must not, right, for this. So with the do's part, we would say that should have access to having trusted representatives in the country. Let's say you're investing in India, you must have a trusted representative that you have. You must then only park your money with very, very trusted developers. Like you must have DLF as a name, it's India's biggest
Yeah.
developer. And there are certain local developers in every region that have a very good name that you can park your money with. Also, I believe that you should factor in your timing. Timing is essence. Currency and taxation play a key role in what you should do in having real estate as your investment strategy. You must also have a very, very brief idea of the RERA certificate. RERA certificate is like one compliance that gives you access to majorly every document that you might have to look at. It gives you access to building plans. It gives you access to how your flat would look at, site layouts. It would give you access to what company is investing, what's the name of the project. It might even give you the draft copy of a builder buyer agreement that you may read before investing. So you would actually know what you're getting into before even talking to the developer.
Yeah.
And also, I think you have to have a precise vision and a precise intent of how you want to go about it. You have to define your intent and then go about investing in real estate. Real estate is not about investing, it's not impulsive. It should not be impulsive. So when it comes to must nots, I would say that don't buy purely on emotion. It has to be a practical decision. You have to weigh down all your cards, and you have to have all your research in play.
Yeah.
Also, I would say you should never, may may it be your cousin brother building it in America, in India, but I believe that you must check legal documentation. In our country, we have a notion of that real estate is not a trusted business. However, real estate is a very trusted business if you actually read the document and not just hear the sale talk. In a sale talk, you only get to know the good part of the society. However, the legal documents tell you the real picture. In As developers sell phase wise in India, so you only see singular towers coming up in singular phases. However, when you look at the legal documentation, you exactly get to know how many towers will come, how many flats would be there, what kind of society you'll be getting into, what kind of ecosystem is the developer trying to build. And then you have digital access to everything. You have digital access to the exact 3D lookout. You have digital access to the exact flat renders. You have digital access to people sitting out here in India who can manage it for you. And what I would do also advise one should what must not do is he should not run into FOMO. If somebody is getting driven by FOMO, I would advise them not to buy real estate at that time. Hang on, do some more research, and then get into real estate investing. Real estate investing in India is deeply personal. But if it becomes very, very, very progressive, if one looks at how prepared you are before investing, the more prepared you are, the more peace of mind you'll have,
Yeah.
is what we believe.
Yeah. No, completely echo that. I think, there has been a lot of FOMO in the last few years where people were rushing to purchase things. And I think the key takeaway from your conversation is having that trusted partner that can guide you and help you, especially the due diligence that you have to do before signing the
Exactly.
document, right?
Yeah.
That is the key
You
thing.
have to know what you're looking at. You have to know what you're reading. It's not just the sale talk. You have to know exactly what you're getting into before putting your money down. All
Got
your questions can get answered. Nobody's trying to hide anything in the real estate industry. The only important thing to do is you have to ask the right questions.
Yes. So continuing along those lines, so how should one evaluate a trusted partner? Because the trusted partner plays a key role, can help them, guide them, bringing up the right questions and so on. So while they're evaluating and finding the right trusted partner to do the real estate transaction in India, what should they consider? What should they look at, and how should they evaluate and finalize it?
If one is approaching to invest into India, as I said earlier, you have to define intent and you have to have timeline. You have to fix your intent. Okay, I want to buy a house today. But when do I need the house? How long can I wait to get the house? What are the pros and cons of buying right now? Or should I wait until if the time is going to get better? Forecasting the market is also important. So I feel one should define intent and then have timeline. If the intent is to come back, let's say maybe move back in 2 years, you have to be very clear about it.
Yeah.
If the intent is just investing, then you have to be very clear about it. Your intent basically is the shapes up your strategy to invest. Going to buy property without having a strategy is very risky. We would always tell everyone to define intent and have a timeline first. As soon as you have that decided, then you need to exercise, you need to look at different financing options available. There are various financing options available in India, and it is very lucrative for an NRI to look at them. You can look at financing options in your country and then look at buying property out here. One must explore what access of to money they have today. Whether they have to determine a budget to buy real estate. Otherwise, you will be going all around the city trying to find the best spot for yourself. After that, we would definitely advise you to have a trusted partner. If you do not have a local guy out here, you might make mistakes in buying real estate. So if this is like a small framework that
Yeah.
we made to for anyone to buy real estate. Uh, I recommend that you should one NRI whenever come putting your money down, even it should be before or after. You have to weigh certain factors in your life, and based upon those certain factors like financial situation, familiarity, target location, only then you can have some risk tolerance.
Yeah.
Only then, if you choose to purchase before moving, working with a highly reputable trusted broker or a broking firm is really important who understand the dynamics of how, what, and where you need it.
Yeah.
You go to a guy, you tell him, I'm going to give you $1 million, you're going to make money. Nobody's going to say today's the bad time. Everybody's going to say today is the best time. So you need to have a guy who can tell you, I think you should hold on to your horses. We see some corrections happening. Or they say, we have a new product coming in. Not many people know about it, but
Yes.
we have brilliant relationships with the developer. And he's told me that in the next 6 months, we will launch. So you must wait for that.
Yeah.
So you have to have that kind of guy who gives you proper paperwork, inspections, insight. And that is when you win, win, win in real estate.
Yes.
Once we had a person who is an NRI who wanted to move back to India because now they believe that they have to give their children Indian cultural values. And the best way to do it is for the children to stay with the cousins, stay with the family. So they had the aspiration to live with the family. However, when they were doing their in real estate research on their own, we figured out that they were actually 2 hours away from where their family lived. So even moving back to India and putting $1 million down to real estate wouldn't serve them the purpose, as the kids would not be able to meet their cousins. They would not be able to live with the family. So we determined for them to first we established some trust with them, some credibility across to give them various options. Then we took them on the drive to their financing drive. And in the end, we figured out that whether you should take a product today or you should wait until a few years for a new product to come.
Yeah.
They had a horizon of maybe 4 years to come back to India, which gave them the access to get into under construction properties.
Yes.
Right. So when they had the liberty to do that, they had unimaginable access to various things that were having the pros of buying the product. Rather than just putting $1 billion down to have a house at which you would live 4 years later, they decided to get into a project which is getting delivered in 3 years, which has a construction linked payment plan,
Yeah.
which gave them the access to having a home loan as well if they wanted in India,
Yeah.
so that their capital is safe. And it was only 15 minutes from their cousin's place. So they were close to the family. They did not have to burn all their capital and they could invest to live in a super new house.
Yeah.
Did not have to worry about the amenities being old. Everything that is going to come is going to be of quality standards. It's going to be very new. And when they come, they're going to have access to the latest product in the market to reside in. I think this suffices what any NRI would want to do when they come back to India, if to have a fresh new home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what we recommend. Also, we recommend a few things. Um, we've worked with various financial institutions as well, and we've worked with various families who've settled back to India. So we think that they have to determine target location. You have to be very clear about target location.
Yes.
And also, if you have a longer timeline and you're going into under construction, you must have some risk tolerance.
Yeah.
Right? In let's say in the Delhi NCR region, we certainly have some problems with pollution coming in. So what we had was we have the NGT putting ban on construction for 3 months in a year. So that delays construction by a year. So
Mhm.
you must have some risk tolerance. If you do not have that, there is no point in going into a forecasted product. You must then go into a ready product, which is readily available. See it from your eye, see it from your trusted guy's eye, and then you buy it.
Yeah.
So these are two things that we would want to say.
Got it. So yeah, thanks for that. Want to understand the current market situation and the trends, right? So for this, let's focus on Delhi, Gurgaon metro area.
Sure,
Based
sure.
based on where we are, what do you think is the market in the short term, right? In the next 1, 2, 3 years, and what trends are you seeing, and which areas? So anything that you can share a little bit about the market insights in that metro, that would be very helpful.
100%. I think today Delhi NCR offers a rare mix of cosmopolitan infrastructure, a strong developer base, and a high appreciation potential. It is not just a place to invest anymore. It's a lifestyle upgrade in Delhi NCR. If you're putting your money down in Delhi and NCR, lifestyle and luxury assets have picked up over the past 6 years, and you see everybody going towards luxury living. Luxury living is not living in a flat made of gold. It is about living in an atmosphere, living in a community that gives you access to whatever you may feel is luxury. If somebody wants green, if somebody wants a green area to live in, for him, nature is luxury. If somebody wants a brilliant clubhouse, giving you all amenities, for that you need to, if you have a lot of, if you're very social, then that clubhouse becomes super essential for that guy.
Yeah.
So if you're that, then that clubhouse is luxury. Now, Delhi and NCR today offers you a plethora of such products which give you access to whatever you may need in order for you to live a upgraded lifestyle. That's the concept these days. And now in Delhi and NCR, we've seen Gurgaon. Gurgaon is the $1 million baby of Delhi and NCR. In the past 3 decades, we've seen Gurgaon established from us not being able to go to the plot to sell the plot. But now, however, we have access to Gurgaon with the infrastructure being built, like the Dwarka Expressway, the Cyber City, the Golf Course Road, the upcoming Golf Course Extension Road, the Northern Peripheral Road, the Southern Peripheral Road. All these things have made Gurgaon into having several micro markets who are super performing. It Gurgaon gives you access to whatever you need, whenever you need, however you need. So Gurgaon, this is the only reason why everybody is being attracted to Gurgaon. It's not just the airport. People say
Yeah.
it's the airport. You're close by to the airport. I don't usually use the airport that much in my everyday life. Yes, I do travel, but for that I can travel 20 more minutes. But it's not the airport that Gurgaon offers. Gurgaon offers you lifestyle upgrades in terms of where you eat, how you eat, what you wear, where you shop from, what you drive, and where you take that drive out of from. So real estate plays a key role in India. As we know, real estate is one of the largest industries after agriculture, and of course.
Yeah.
So consumption for real estate is also huge. Real estate has brought in so many opportunities in the Delhi and Gurgaon and NCR region that we've started to feel differentiation in products across different diversities, but all of them having one strategic goal, which is to urbanize the landscape of Delhi and NCR.
Yeah.
So this is what Delhi and demand.
Yes.
Demand in Delhi is shifting from having bungalows, self-obtained bungalows in DDA colonies. DDA is Delhi Development Authority. They basically were the ones who established Delhi to have some homes. So it's a government authority. So now people are moving away from that and going into redevelopment of redeveloped towers, group housings. They want to not only live by themselves,
Yeah.
they want to live in a community wherein they have people who are like themselves. They want to have a social circle, they want to have a business associate circle, and they want to network in the best way possible to give their career, give their life, and give their family the best of the services.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody has that kind of perception, you bring in the best, the developers bring in the best kind of office spaces, the schools bring in the best kind of schools, the hospitals trying to bring in the best kind of hospitals. If you compare all this, Gurgaon itself has now started to have healthcare facilities which outspace, the medical facilities available in the Western countries today.
Yeah.
We have medical tourism being booming in India is only because of what services we are giving. And they're all happening because people are demanding for that. Demand is driving the growth of every urban city in Delhi and NCR.
Yeah.
It is not just Gurgaon, we have Noida, we have a lot of NRIs having faith in India now because of the Japanese, integrated cities. Like Rusumi is building a Japanese integrated city. We have Sumitomo in Gurgaon building it. Then we have, Max, who is a hospital chain who's building in Gurgaon again. Then we have DLF, who is transforming Skyline. Then we have EMAR with back-to-back launches, and they're all sold out.
Yeah.
It's all being driven by the ideologies of all the people living abroad, having to seen those concepts and witnessing that they're all successful, now coming into their own land. So they all want to be a part of the story.
Someone is thinking about moving to India, right? And it could be happening in a year or so. Like, does it make sense for them to purchase a house, before moving or after moving, because they don't know about the locality or what they like? Maybe they might have a preconception that they might like a villa versus an apartment. So, just curious, what's your advice, or
Okay.
what's your insights on that?
This again goes back to our first framework strategy, which is you have to define intent. Okay. Now there are benefits of buying first, and benefits of buying later. So we'll go one by one. We'll go with the benefits of buying after you moved into India. So you get first-hand experience of what your neighborhood would be like. You don't have to imagine anything. It's right in front of you. You start living in it, and then you get to know whether it's comfortable for you or not. Then I think you understand the local market dynamics better once you are stationed out here. right? It also helps you build local connections. As I said, paperwork is very, very important. To have a trusted guy who's doing the workings for you, who's actually doing the market research for you, your trusted broking team, your accounting team,
Yeah.
your tax team, all these people, you build local connections once you're out here. So it gives you better access to them. Then I think you with rental flexibility, you have the flexibility to move your investment, to plan your investment, to gives you time. It gives you a little breather that you can breathe, and then it's not about much of a hassle that now top to maine kar diya. What should I do now?
Yeah.
Now I'm done. I'm stuck for 20 years. What should I do? So it gives you the flexibility to move from here and there, to try and test what you may like. If somebody says I like a villa, try it, right? If somebody says I want a penthouse,
Yeah.
must try it. The rental gives you the flexibility because if you buy a penthouse once, it's not very easy. It's not like stock market that you put on the market, it's sold in minutes. It takes time. And your investment once you buy, it's not for the purpose of just growth once and you're considering back to India, moving back to India, it's for you to stay. So you can try and test what your family likes. There are many factors that you have to weigh. As far as our experience has gone, it's not you who's investing, who's buying a house. It's your family who has to
Yeah.
stay in the house. So whatever they may like, you tend to like that. So rather than putting your head to it and deciding, okay, I should buy a villa because my kids would like a villa, you can give them the rental, gives you the flexibility of letting them try if they like it. If they don't, then you can shift.
Yeah.
Right? In the end, there are certain legal advantages that you have if you don't buy before you move in. There are, if you're physically present here, it just simplifies the entire document process.
Yes.
It gives you hassle-free property verification, gives you hassle-free documentation, gives you hassle-free negotiation with sellers also.
Yeah.
Yeah, being in person and being over Zoom, very big difference.
Different. Yes.
Once you're in person, you can play all the sales tactics that you've learned in life. It's buying property is once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot many people. So I believe that this is one life. You're doing it once. Make the most of it. If you're here in India and you're negotiating, it gives you a little kick that
Yeah.
you went, you saw, you negotiated, your heart is satisfied, gives you this sense of contentment once you've done it yourself, right? So this is an advantage if you purchase after you're moving in. Let's say if you are purchased before moving back to India, there are also very many advantages of that. One is that you get the advantage of having a long-term plan in play.
Yeah.
As you have a long-term plan in play, it gives you preparation of years of preparation in advance. You can plan schools, you can plan strategically entering into the market. You can plan where how your family is timeline today. If your parents are getting old, whether you need a hospital nearby. If your kids are studying in school, whether you need a school nearby. And if you don't need any of that, then you can choose a resort style living, which is available all across the country today. So it gives you the right to strategically enter market at the right time also, if you're planning well. Then it gives you under construction opportunities. As I said in the case
Yes.
earlier, the leverage of having UC gave them the chance to do their research, to look at the product, to decide upon it, and then take a good call. Also, it gives you financial leverage.
Mm.
Putting $1 down, and putting 25 cents down, big difference.
Yes.
Everybody has access to, if you're considering real estate with $1 million approach, we believe you have access to 25 cents today. So if you have that, you have the leverage to play around with that. Having the leverage and having the right strategy to enter gives you such a big sword that any battle could be won. You get the best rates, you get the best developer, you get the best broker, you get the best deal from the developer, you get the best gift items. Sometimes you get best interiors also. Developers sometimes to do the transactions throw in things like wardrobes, vanity kits. They even throw in ACs,
Yeah.
which saves you a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if you buy that, you can modulate with all that.
Yes.
And once you come back to India and you bought $1 million house, let's say, with 25 cents. So by the time you move in, I think that $1 million house will be 2.5 million in 5 years. As I said, by 2030, 3 folds or 2.5x easy. So now you will enjoy the luxuries of a $2.5 million house in India, which is going to be super luxurious if you compare it with any of the Western cities. Having a $2.5 million house in San Francisco and having a $2.5 million house in India, a big difference,
Yeah.
right? It's a super lifestyle upgrade. Then also, I feel that if you bought a house before, then there's a smoother transition. You know my base is there, right? You know Mirai, that's mine. You call that piece of land your own. You have this sense of ownership.
Yeah.
You have this sense of kingship. You don't feel like you're entering into going back to India and you don't have anything. Gives you a big backbone if you have your house in play.
Yes.
So I think it gives you a smoother transition in life.
Yeah. No, I think it all makes sense. So there are pros and cons for every option. It's just what you prefer, and if you have that kind of a luxury to make the decision beforehand,
Exactly.
and to execute on it. It's all about the connections and all about the market information to make the right
Yes,
decisions. So yeah, thanks a lot, Mr. Sahil.
I really enjoyed today.
Yeah, it's a very insightful and lot of nuggets to take on. Uh, Really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your insights and valuable information to us today.
Thank you, Avinash. I hope to see you in person soon too when I visit Hyderabad again.
Yes, sure.
Yes. Take